The sun is setting upon the land of Valisthea. For centuries, people have flocked to the mother crystals to partake of their blessing, the abundant ether that fuels the magics they rely upon in their everyday lives. As the ether begins to fade, and the lifeless dead land spread even further, so too does the struggle of possession for the final flickers of the mother's light grow ever more fierce. Yet amidst the gathering storm, there are those who believe that the legacy of the crystals has shaped mankind's destiny for long enough. This is the story of Final Fantasy XVI. Welcome to the world of Valisthea. In this video, we will be going over the realms of Valisthea, which mother crystal is being used in that realm, the icons that are in those realms, and how these icons are traditionally represented in Final Fantasy games. We will not be mentioning the icons that are not in themselves attached to or part of a realm. This is to avoid spoilers as much as possible. Without further ado, let's begin. The Grand Duchy of Rosaria, Bastion of Tradition. The Grand Duchy of Rosaria is located in the westernmost part of the Storm Continent, drawing blessings from the Mother Crystal, Drake's Breath. Founded by a small group of provinces that allied themselves together, forming a union that birthed what is now the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. All is not well, as in recent years, a blight has set upon the realm. If not kept in check, will undoubtedly spell ruin for the entirety of the realm itself. The Grand Duchy of Rosaria is home to the mighty Phoenix, whose dominant is appointed as the Archduke once they become of age. In Greek mythology, a phoenix is a long-lived bird that is cyclically regenerated or reborn. Associated with the sun, a phoenix obtains new life by arising from the ashes of its predecessor. According to some sources, the phoenix dies in a show of flames and combustion, although there are others that claim that the legendary bird dies and simply decomposes before being reborn again. According to some texts, the phoenix could live for over 1400 years before rebirth. The phoenix is an icon of immense power, usually associated with fire and healing. Phoenix's signature attack, Flames of Rebirth, which the name has changed several times, traditionally has the same effect of fire elemental damage to all enemies and reviving all KO'd party members at the same time. The Phoenix appears in several Final Fantasy games, mostly as a summon, but sometimes as an enemy or even ability. For mainline titles, Phoenix has appeared in Final Fantasy 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, and 14. The Holy Empire of Sanbreque, where ambition is divine. The Holy Empire of Sanbreque, whose capital is Oriflame, sits at the feet of Drake's Head Mother Crystal in the northeastern part of Storm. With the icon Bahamut, the Warden of Light at their sides, and a rich flow of ether from their Mother Crystal, the Denzians of Sanbreque live very comfortable lives in what is known to be the largest theocratic government in Valisthea. It is common practice in Sanbreque to worship the Empire as if they were a god, the one and only true god. Bahamut originated as an enormous whale in pre-Islamic Arabian mythology. Upon Bahamut's back stands a bull with 4,000 eyes, ears, nose, mouths, tongues, and feet called Kajuta. Between each of these is a distance of a 500-year journey. On the back of Kajuta is a mountain of ruby. Atop this mountain is an angel who carries 6 hells, earth, and 7 heavens on its shoulders. Another version of the Arabic story is that Bahamut is indeed a dragon, and he stands on a whale named Liwash. In modern times, the game Dungeons & Dragons is responsible for reimagining Bahamut as the King of Dragons, a benevolent platinum dragon, the opposite of the benevolent Tiamat. five-headed chromatic queen of dragons. Bahamut, the king of dragons, is often a powerhouse of a summon that obliterates its foes with a non-elemental signature, the attack commonly known as Mega Flag. In some Final Fantasy games, he is even able to break the damage limit, being present in every mainline Final Fantasy game, save for Final Fantasy II. Bahamut often makes the player prove their worth by forcing them to defeat it in combat in order to gain its power. The Kingdom of Waloed. Indomitable in its isolation, as the only realm residing in the continent Ash. The Kingdom of Waloed nestles next to the mother crystal known as Drake's Spine in the northernmost part of the continent. Waloed is often only ever in conflict with the local beastmen. However, recently the realm's current ruler has successfully quelled the local beastmen. With their icon Odin, the Warden of Darkness, and their massive army, Waloed's ruler now sets his eyes on the western continent, Storm. Odin, an icon that is like no other, usually will opt to forgo damage and just outright kill you. Should an enemy be immune to insta-death, he will then opt to inflict heavy non-elemental damage. His signature attack, Zentesican, has become a staple in the Final Fantasy franchise for his visual flair and the insta-kill that follows the animation. Like Bahamut, for most games in the series, he has stayed true to the ways of obtaining him, usually being in some type of castle. Odin has appeared in most mainline Final Fantasy games. The Dhalmekian Republic, whose fortunes shift like desert sands. A government consisting of 5 state housings, the Titan icon of Earth, whose dominant holds great influence over the decision-making aspects of the government. The Dhalmekian Republic controls much of the southern continent of Storm. Unlike other mother crystals, Drake's Fang is half hidden in the mountain range. Titans were members of the second order of the divine beings in Greek mythology. They were descendants of the primordial deities born from the chaos, and they preceded the gods of Olympus, who went on to overthrow them. Titan is usually depicted as a summon of low to mid-level in most Final Fantasy games. Unfortunately, there isn't much to say about Titan, as he is usually depicted as a normal and easy-to-get summon. However, in the MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV, he has a drastic change, where he is fought as not only a primal fight of varying difficulties, but also a raid boss. Titan has appeared in 9 mainline titles. The Iron Kingdom, forged in faith and fear. An island nation off the west coast of Storm, the Iron Kingdom controls the Drake's Breath Mother Crystal, as it sits squarely within the nation on one of the islands. This in turn has made them bump heads with Rosaria. Due to being cut off from the mainland and isolated, the Ironbloods ended up speaking an entirely different language from the rest of the world. They've also adopted an extreme faith that rejects notions of dominance to the point that dominants are seen as abominations and immediately executed upon discovery. The Crystalline Dominion, the unblinking eye of the storm. At the heart of Valisthea sits the Crystalline Dominion, with Drake's tail, the tallest mother crystal, at the center. Due to its strategic location, many battles have been fought over the years to secure its location. However, due to no one being able to take claim of the land, a peace treaty was signed allowing the islands surrounding Drake's tail to govern themselves autonomously, led by a group of representatives from the neighboring nations. With this treaty, everyone is able to use the ether of the mother crystal, and no dominant lives upon the people there. With that, we've reached the end. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe, as that is the best way to support the channel. If you have any questions, or just want to talk about the world of Valisthea, or just Final Fantasy in general, please comment down below. This has been the BBC.